This is E Views, your one-stop shop for anything entertainment, comic books, movies, TV shows, video games, music, anything I can think of to talk to you about that is super awesome and geeky. So, in association with WTEV Radio and Triple G Productions, my name is Eric. Let's get this party started. Alright, hello listeners. Like I said in the opening, I won't say it all the time, but since it's my first show, I am Eric. I like to talk and hear my own voice apparently, so that's why I'm doing radio. WTEV Radio, for anybody who hasn't really kind of come on board yet, is a project with Dave Sanders, the brilliant young man who's put this whole thing together. Let's give him a round of applause. Alright, that's enough of that. Good job, Dave. But he's kind of put all of us together, and so if you're listening to this, more than likely you are a friend or a family member of us, to which point I say hello, and thanks for coming aboard. If you're not, and you're actually just hearing this as a person off the street, you know, I apologize. I'm probably going to talk about stuff that you don't even want to, you don't even care about, but it's stuff that's important to me. And I was kind of trying to think of something this time around to talk about, because, you know, GTA 5 doesn't come out for another 2 weeks, and DuckTales Remastered I won't be able to play until next week. Star Trek Into Darkness isn't until Tuesday. There's just a whole bunch of stuff that's coming out soon, but not now. So, but then I remembered that Five Finger Death Punch just came out with an album called The Righteous Side of Heaven, or The Wrong Side of Heaven and The Righteous Side of Hell. And I decided, you know what, I'll pick that up, I'll listen through it, and I'll do that for my review. So sit back and I'll kind of just talk about this album a little bit. You know, automatically, right away, you get a taste of what Five Finger Death Punch is all about. Lift Me Up starts the album, and it has Rob Halford from Judas Priest. So anytime you have Rob Halford in there, you know you're on your way to a decent, if not great, metal voyage. So, so right now that's what's actually playing in the background. I don't know if you can hear that. My audio skills in the editing sometimes are not that great. But if you can hear it, that's what it is. It's just an amazing little kickoff to the album. I'm super digging this song. Okay, so anybody that heard American Capitalist can probably tell you what's going to be on this album. It follows basically the same formula. Wrong Side of Heaven and what's that called? M-I-N-E, End This Way, are both slow tracks, and there was 2 slow tracks on American Capitalist too, so it's kind of about the same formula. Overall, after listening to this album, I'm still a bigger fan of American Capitalist. I don't really have any basis for comparison past that, because before that album I never really got into Five Finger Death Punch. I mean, I heard their singles off of Way of the Fist and The Art of War, but I never really got into them. But I do like American Capitalist more. But this album will probably grow on me, and I'll change my mind in 2 months. I'm allowed. But yeah, this whole album, definitely worth a listen to. If you want to rip it for free, you know, do that. Do whatever you want to do. I don't care, but I think it's worth a purchase. It's like $5.99 right now on Amazon, or $7.99 for an album. Not bad. I expect them to kind of follow suit like Stone Sour did and release Volume 2 probably here early next year. And I'll pick that one up too. I've kind of become a fan of these guys, so. But they've got a lot of guest stars on this album too, which they didn't have in American Capitalist, which is kind of nice. It's nice to hear different people, and you know, known voices and known players on different tracks. So. Okay, so on this album is Maria Brink from In This Moment. and Jamie Jasta from Hatebreed, Max Cavalera from Soulfly makes an appearance, and the track actually playing in the background right now is a track featuring Tech 9, the cover of LL Cool J's Mama Said Knock You Out, which this is just a completely new take on it. I love that original song, but this is friggin' rocking my brain right now. So, yeah, this album is good. It's really good. I would say, I don't know if I ever do rankings. I've never ever done, blah out of blah, talking about anything really. But if, like, a 5 out of 5 is amazing, I don't ever consider anything perfect, but if a 5 out of 5 is like, Stone Sour's Come Whatever May, then this is a strong 3 or 4 out of 5. Really, I don't know what my whole plan is for doing these reviews. I guess just to, maybe introduce people to something they haven't heard before, or maybe, talk about something that you were kind of wondering about, or on the fence about getting, and maybe this will help you kind of decide, who am I, right? Who am I to give your opinion, or give my opinion to you? Who I am is a 29-year-old, almost 30-year-old man who has been obsessed with all of the things I'm basically speaking about since I was a kid. So take that for what it's worth. I don't know, take it with a grain of salt, but that's who I am. Self-professed geek in a lot of ways. And now, I started that Triple G Productions on YouTube, trying to get my show out there. Now, thanks to Dave, I've got the outlet of radio, so, just hoping to kind of get out anything and everything that's ever been on my brain, kind of, just like a nice outlet. And unfortunately, you guys all get to take the responsibility of hearing me droll on for 5 to 10 minutes or however long I decide to do these. Dave has been patient with me, so yeah, this is just the first of many. I really don't have anything else to talk about, I guess, just kind of talking your ear off for a little bit here. So I guess, yeah, I decided to go for 10 minutes. And really, I guess now I'll just take the time to tell you, go check out my YouTube show. Go check out Triple G. Triple G Productions. I think it's like youtube.com/TheTrueMrTalent. It's corny, but it was a nickname I came up with. I do a couple other shows on there, the other G, about like electronics and gadgets and stuff coming up with my buddy RJ, and then Triple G Views, which is pretty much this radio show but on video. So I encourage you to go check that out. I encourage you to keep listening to WTEV Radio, because I think just with the personalities I know who are going to be on here, you'll just have a blast. Six and Morn already were on yesterday, 2 days ago. Yesterday, 2 days ago, with the wrestling show. I know my buddy Justin's going to be on talking about God knows what. There's just a lot of plans that I know Dave has with this radio station that'll hopefully be very entertaining to a lot of you. I hope I've helped you and introduced maybe a little bit more Five-Figure Death Punch to you that you weren't otherwise would have had. I will say, for anybody looking to pick this album up, it does cuss a lot. So know that it's not for little kids, obviously. Watch your ratings, watch your explicit content signs. Be smart. Don't buy this album thinking it's gonna be kid friendly and then yell at me and Dave for promoting it because you got it for your kid. But we're wrapping up time here. Thank you again for listening. My name is Eric, and hopefully you'll be back for more Triple G, more WTEV, and just more fun. Yeah. So peace out, home slices.